Hey everybody, welcome to the Jeff Meacham Show here on the Jeff Meacham Network on this Monday night. I'm sorry I'm late. LA traffic is a motherfucker, I'll say that right now. And since the ring light thing is killing me, I'm going to go ahead and take those off because I can't stand how it looks and I need the light because where I'm at. In Studio B for the night, or Studio C because we call Aaron's house Studio B. So it'll be a little different. This is pretty much how this show on Mondays is going to be. Just me, a mic, a ring light, and the phone. Chris, I see your question. I'll go ahead and answer it tonight. For the future, we will still have Talk Wrestling on Tuesdays after NXT. That'll be across the brands. No DQ here. I think the Greg Cherry brand. I'm not talking about that. And the Casa channel for now. So, but I will answer your question tonight. Mikey, I appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. So let's go ahead and just, you know what? I'm really not going to have a format. I was going to kind of do with this show, just kind of vent about life, love, life and all that jazz, right? And but I know you guys like hearing me talk about wrestling, so that's what I'm going to do, at least for this show. Future reference, and I'm going to go ahead and clean my glasses with the mic in my hand, if I can do that. There we go. Hi. Next Monday, I believe. I don't know. I might be back by then. I don't know. I will be up in Nevada with my friend, my best friend, who is dealing with life stuff of her own that she needs her bestie. So that's where I'm going to be. So you'll see some sort of Nevada behind me when I'm up there, just out of reference. But for now, I'm home, and I'll be home tomorrow for Stopway Sports Bar. And then Wednesday, I will not be on the Greg Cherry show because I got to be at the airport at like earlier than he is off the air on Wednesday. So we'll see how it goes. So Chris says, Happy New Year, West Coast Professor. My question for you this week is, do you think the NWA will land a TV deal, and would you or would you not like them to do such? Why so in either case? So from what I hear out of that camp, and again, I don't talk to Billy Corgan because I ain't in that circle, but I do talk to people in the NWA as often as I possibly can because I do have a lot of friends that work for the current incarnation of the NWA. And I think they're good with where they are as far as try this so the ring line doesn't see if I can still read the questions. They're good on Fight. Fuck the ring, I don't even care. Whatever. You guys know the ring line's there. It's not like it's a trade secret, right? They're good on Fight for the weekday shows. They're good on pay-per-view on Fight and across wherever they broadcast. I think they're okay with where they are. They're happy where they are. Yeah, remember, wrestling, for all that people shit on the business, is actually a pretty oversaturated market. You got WWE on the NBC Universal networks and on their own and on the Peacock app. You've got, AEW on the Turner networks. You've got Impact on Access. You've got New Japan on their programming on their stations. So I think the NWA is okay with being on Fight TV, and I don't think they need necessarily a television platform in the traditional sense, like WWE was on USA, WCW was on Nitro, ECW was on TNN, that kind of thing. I don't think they need that. So no, I don't think they do need it. No, to answer your question. Josh, I did a public tweet to Greg, but I'll say it here too. Congrats to Ben in the Steelers with his last home game. Yes. Being a Cowboys fan, it's hard to like the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I have one of my dearest friends is in the Pittsburgh area. I have a lot of friends in the Pittsburgh area, and a lot of friends that are Steelers fans. So, Big Ben, may you be happy in your retirement if it is indeed your last hurrah. Again, people shit on Ben for a lot of things too, but you can't argue the greatness, you can't argue the stats, right? Can't do that. Kyle says, greetings from Edmonton, hope all is well. Things are okay for today, and that's really all anybody can hope for. Jay just says, hey there, hi there. Hello, Jay. Again, I'm glad to see you as always. Appreciate that. Big G is here. Hello, Big G. And Josh says, with that said, 1, Harris is classless. 2, please, Colts destroy the Jags. I'm all right with that. Is that a Cincinnati Bengals flag behind you? Does that mean you're a fan? Okay, so let me tell you all where I am. I am in Dylan's room for the night, just so I'm not disturbing the front room where my dad is watching television. But the flags behind me used to belong to my brother. We are fans of a lot of things. Now, let me just be clear here. He is a major Dodgers fan these days, so this Giants banner here is kind of out of place. Cincinnati banner you're referring to, Psycho Chat, like I did see your super chat. I will get there. My dad was born in Cincinnati, so we grew up liking the Big Red Machine and the Bengals as well as the Dodgers and all that stuff. But I'm a Bengals fan. I'm happy they're doing well-ish. So, yeah. Of course, y'all know we're Kings fans, first and foremost in this house. So there you go. So here we go. Let's do, okay. So your $2 super chat says, better group, the Blue World Order or Latino World Order? I think when you go back in history and you look at the impact that both of those parody groups ultimately had and where the respective parties ended up going, the bulk of the LWO members' successes as a result of being in the LWO is very negligent. I dare say zero. Everybody came out of that looking like they were all lumped together because of their heritage, if you will, because of their culture, if you will. So I don't think that was a very impactful group. The BWO, you had Meanie, you had Stevie, you had Nova, and all three of those guys, for better or for worse, went on to have WWE runs, WWE careers. Stevie is now, full on in the camp of the DDP Yoga group, the DDPY guys. Love Stevie. I love what Meanie did. I love that Meanie, had the success he did. Didn't get to meet Simon Dean Nova very much. He's a cool guy, so good on him. I would say the better group for me personally is the BWO. To answer that question, we have what time it is by telling you how to build the watch, as I always do on my shows, right? Fresh Star Painting says, long time listener. For my money, Michael's Taker is the best Mania match of all time, and he wants to know my thoughts on that. Yeah, I've been watching this shit for a long time, And I mean, this is I just passed 31 years as a fan, and I just passed 19 doing the podcasting. It's hard to argue with that match being the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. It really, really is. And I would have to say that I will say that I agree with that. I will also say that I have been a part of some awesome live Mania matches in the two that I've been to, and I've seen a lot more, but Michael's Taker was as damn close to perfect as it can possibly get. And they're talking about the Steelers and the NFL in the chat room, so I'll get to that tomorrow on Sapphire Sports Bar. JJ says BWO is better group that kept the numbers down. There you go. Didn't get as oversaturated like the LWO, and especially the NWO. Agreed there. Like I said, the LWO was literally the entire Mexican roster, right? That's what it ultimately was. Just a means to an end. Would you rather have had The Rock versus Shawn Michaels or Eddie Guerrero versus Shawn Michaels WrestleMania? That's what I'm thinking he's asking. And again, Josh chiming in that the WrestleMania 26 match is better than 25. I'm not going to try to change your mind, but I disagree, personally. As far as this scenario, God, again, we were going in from what we have been told narrative-wise in the last 16 years that we were supposed to have Eddie versus Shawn at WrestleMania 22 instead of Vince versus Shawn. As far as The Rock, again, you hear The Rock, Michael's had a bad attitude, and Shawn didn't want to put The Rock over, blah, 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 and Brett put The Rock over, so there's that. If I look at that right now, which match would I have rather had personally? I would rather have had The Rock versus Shawn Michaels, but I will add the caveat of, in the time it was supposed to take place, I will take Eddie Guerrero and Shawn Michaels. But in the context of the same vein as Rock versus Hogan, the same vein as Austin versus Rock 3, the same vein as Rock versus Cena the first time, that feel of The Rock versus Shawn Michaels, legend versus legend at that point of their careers, would have been freaking phenomenal. I have not watched Raw yet, but I do know this happened. If you haven't watched Raw, ignore that. Sorry. Thoughts on Paul Heyman being back with Brock Lesnar? I'm good with it to a point. We actually talked about it on the way home from dropping Dylan off with his mom. Dad and I talked about it. If it means that Roman's turning babyface when he comes off protocol, that's going to piss me off. Because they've built so much into this. I'm the guy. I'm the head of the table. I'm the one in charge of this company. And now they're just reverting back to Heyman being with Lesnar and Lesnar doing what he wants, saying what he wants. And it's like, no. It was just so bad. So I hope they don't do that. If it's a matter of Heyman working Lesnar and we get him back with Roman, then I'm okay with it. And again, I don't know where the babyface heel narrative went tonight. I have not watched Raw yet. We're an hour into it here on the West Coast. I missed the entire East Coast broadcast. I usually try to watch it, but I was on the road for most of Raw tonight on the East Coast site. So I will try to watch the Hulu version of Raw, and we'll talk more about that during Staff Boy Sports Bar tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern. JJ says Eddie versus HBK period when Sean was around when let's see. Rock wasn't on HBK's level before HBK's injury. Once Sean returned, Rocky was already pretty much Hollywood. Yeah, but like I said, if you do a legend versus legend thing, I would like to see that. But Eddie versus HBK, when we were supposed to have it in 2006, definitely 100% agree with you, Jay, without question. Thoughts on the hardcore match on Rampage? Thought all 4 women looked like superstars. Again, didn't see Rampage. Friday night, I was at my sister's house watching the ball drop on CNN. So I am totally behind on any wrestling past last Wednesday night. Haven't seen anything. So yeah. Don't worry about spoilers, Josh. If you guys say it, say it. Like I said, I'm gonna watch it anyway, one way or the other. Whether I watch 3 hours or 1 hour, I really don't care. I'm gonna watch either way. So if you need to ask me a question that I can answer based on what I don't know, go for it. If there was a hardcore women's match with 4 women involved, cool. I look forward to seeing it. The AEW women's division has kind of been up and down for me. I like people have talked about it's kind of cooled off since the initial start, and they had that incredible match with Britt and Thunder Rosa earlier last year. So I like to see where it goes. Again, I will see I'll see what I see. It's funny. Cody was supposed to be on KTLA this morning. He was on our Channel 5 morning news talking with that knucklehead Sam Rubin about the Go Big show, and they interrupted the interview with a freaking police chase. Okay, here's my rant for the night. Take it for what it's worth. Boop. I, as a person who works from home, stay-at-home parent, all that jazz, whatever you want to call me, here's the one for the night. I fucking hate that they break away from the soap operas that I watch. I watch stories, whatever, Young Us. I watch Price is Right. I watch morning stuff. I don't give a shit that dipshit number 1 is running from the cops. Shoot the fucker. Shoot the tires out. Let God sort it out. I'm sick of these idiots. They do. I am of the firm belief that they do these car chases. These people, these idiots, take off with these stolen vehicles or do whatever they do because they know the news is going to follow them and they want attention. If you take the news cameras and the chopper 2 overhead here away from that shit, it won't happen. I believe that. I will die on that hill with a stake in my heart. All right, anyway. I'm excited for finally getting Lesnar versus Lashley, but really wish they would have saved it for Mania, not the Rumble thoughts. Okay, here's where I'm going to go with the whole Lesnar thing. And I got kind of shit on for saying it, but we'll see how it goes. JJ will argue with me because we argued about it over in Camp Snoopy the other day on Sunday, yesterday. So here we go, Jay. I think you should do Lesnar versus Roman at Mania still. And they should unify the titles. Said it, and I'll mean it. Now, as far as Lesnar Lashley, I'm excited we're getting it. But if we're not going to get The Rock versus Roman Reigns like we all hoped, or like we've all been hoping that would happen, Roman versus Lesnar is the next best thing. Funny, huh? So Lashley and Lesnar now, it's going to be intense. It's going to be a fight. You got 2 former MMA guys in there. They're going to beat the shit out of each other. It's going to be a great match. A great fight. And I know ever since the OJ thing, the car chase thing to do, but with all due respect to how big a deal that was OJ Simpson, a big celebrity, and allegedly offed his wife and her best friend. That's a big friggin' deal. The dude who stole the car out of the parking lot because he was high on whatever drug he's on this week and just wanted to get a ha-ha. I don't need to see that freaking shit when I'm trying to watch, my shows or whatever. It's stupid. Anyway. Well, then who wins Rumble if they're both the champs? Good question. I didn't think about that when I said what I said, so there you go. Catherine, my girl Kat, love you, Kat, says, I think all this rock talk is a tease to try and grab eyeball ratings. They keep playing with our emotions. Could be. Very well could be. I do not watch GH. My mom watches GH, has watched it for many, many years. She was an ABC soaps girl when there still was more than one ABC soap, right? All My Children, Will I Live, all that. I did briefly watch... I lost the name for a second. Give me a minute. Young and Restless, Bold and Beautiful, because it was a Y&R sister show. I also watched Days when I was living with my sister because they are a Days house, my sister especially. I've actually been to 2 Day of Days events, one with Teresa and the entire D18 group, or as far as that, Teresa, JJ, and everybody, all the kids and everything. And then her and I went 2 years ago to Day of Days. That was great. Had a lot of fun. I don't know the By the Machine episode, but I'm sure I've heard of it in passing, but it doesn't ring a bell. The one GH episode that ding immediately is Luke and Laura's wedding. That's the one I remember the most off the top of my head. What am I looking forward to in wrestling in 2022? I'll say that for the NG. I'm going to say that for tomorrow because that's a major wrestling question. Tapping in. I assume you're stopping in Report Car Radio. Hello. Good to see you. I'll answer that, G. Looking forward to Mania, of course. I was looking forward to WrestleMania. I'm looking forward to this month, for real. Hard to Kill on Saturday. Wrestle Kingdom in about an hour and a half. I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm going to be up all night watching Wrestle Kingdom tonight, tomorrow night, and Friday night going into Hard to Kill for Saturday. And we are going to cover Hard to Kill on the network here on Saturday on YouTube. Maybe on Facebook and Twitter. We'll see. Noah's going to be doing the play-by-play, as he can do. We also are going to recap wrestling. We're not going to cover Wrestle Kingdom during the shows because I don't hate you all that much here in the Western Hemisphere. So hey, you're welcome for that. But we'll do a recap Saturday afternoon. On my network, we got a lot coming up. I'm looking forward to telling you all about it tomorrow. I may even do it tonight. We'll see how it goes. Sports Bar tomorrow. Yes, sir. Any favorite John Madden moment? See, here's where I get into trouble with the hardcore football fans. I was not a religious TV football watcher for most of my life. I still am not, really. I watch the Cowboys when they're on, right? But it wasn't like I sought out football. I played football in high school because that was the thing to do out here. But I wasn't really a major football fan. I'm still really not. I feel like a dick for being such a diehard Cowboys fan. But you have to remember, I became a Cowboys fan because they drafted Troy Aikman out of UCLA. Out of UCLA, right? Right. There it is. So, it's funny. I remember John Madden. Mainly, this is going to sound really markish and really hokey. Just for the overall aura. I remember the Brett Favre. That was just funny. They made fun of that, but it was funny. And I remember Bobby Heenan's John Madden all-team statue thing that he had, the black thing that he had on Nitro. So, I know, I'm lame. Hope my 2022 is better than 2021. God, so do I. The last 2 years have been really shitty. Other than this, and my son, and meeting a lot of you, either here or when I went on my trip over the summer, this year's been a big floppy donkey dick, pretty much, last 2 years. So I hope so too. But anyway, what would you do for Cena for Mania? Make sure his Peacock app is loaded and ready to go. I love John. No need for him to mania. Not at all. No need for him to be there. Between the movies of Short Circuit or Police Academy, which one do you think will get a reboot? I haven't seen either one, so I can't comment either way. I know Police Academy is a major franchise. I've never seen them or Short Circuit, so I don't know. If I'm going off the top of my head based on my limited knowledge of both, I will say probably, if they even need a reboot, Police Academy. That's a horrible take, but whatever. All right, so while I don't have questions, let me go ahead and get the plugs up here. Y'all know about Stat Boy Sports Bar tomorrow. That is a mathematical certainty, right? Wednesday's the Greg Cherry Show. I may or may not be on that show. Let me just be clear there. So Thursday, we're going to be on the air amazingly early Thursday. I'm talking like noon here, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. British Standard Time, because we're going to have our friend over in the United Kingdom, Amber Jo. She is a wrestler over in the United Kingdom. She's actually going to have her last year of wrestling be this year. She's going to go and try to be a mama. So we're going to talk to her about her career, how it's been, where her life is going, where her future is going to be taking shape, how her future is going to take shape in the next year and beyond. And she'll be on again at 8 o'clock her time, which is noon here in the California. So all back screen on purpose. It was supposed to be. Oh, you know what? Whenever I upload a picture, it's because I'm on my phone. So you won't see me when I'm uploading pictures. That's my bad. So then Friday, and I hope you guys can still hear me. If you can't hear me, let me know when I come back to the television. Where the hell? There it is. Let's go ahead and do Saturday's show, just so I don't forget while I'm here. Boop. And then we'll just go ahead and do that, and do that, and do that. I know you guys can't see me. Just give me a second. I want to get everything uploaded while I'm thinking about it. There it is. Nope, don't want that one. Thank you. Okay, there we are. Okay, very good. Okay, cool. You hear me when I go. That's good. I appreciate that. All right, so as they're uploading. So again, Thursday we're gonna have Amber on. There we go. Gonna have Amber on. I actually came across her in a chat. We were all talking about our dear sweet Joni, China, and she grew up a fan. Been very inspired by China in wardrobe and attitude, and can't go much. If you have Joni's attitude and frame of mind when it comes to wrestling, you're on my list of awesome. So I'm okay with that. I didn't want to do that crap. Delete that one. Cool. So then Friday, the dads are back. There it is. There we go. Let me get rid of that stupid logo thing because we don't need that right now while we're doing promotion. There we go. So the dads will be on Friday afternoon, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, with our top 10 non-WrestleMania moments for celebrities. And I'm talking stuff like, Federline on Raw, or, the WCW guys, or things like that. So that'll be coming up on Friday. Saturday, if I can spit it out here. There we go. Will be our Hard to Kill coverage. Again, that's Saturday. I don't have the time. Cool. I think the show starts at 8 Eastern, so we'll probably be on the air at 7 Eastern to cover our Wrestle Kingdom recap and everything, and then we'll be doing the pay-per-view watch-along reactions, etc., and so forth, as the King and I would say. Normal operations, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Again, me here on Monday, Talk Wrestling Tuesday. By the way, Stat Boy Sports Bar will also be Tuesday afternoons across my channel and the Casa channel. Tuesday afternoons. Tuesday evenings after NXT will be Talk Wrestling here on the Jeff Meacham Network, as well as No DQ and the Great Cherry brand, and possibly even the Casa Studios. We'll see how that goes. So then next Thursday, which is the 13th, will be on the Great Cherry brand and on this channel with our annual Team Royal Rumble members draw. So it'll be myself, Greg, likely Mikey, likely JJ, drawing numbers. And basically, if our number person wins the Rumble, we get, hey, our guy won the Rumble. Cool. Bragging rights. Strictly a bragging rights thing. Next Friday, in the dad slot on the 14th, will, God willing, be the global premiere of our open mic night with Noah Foster and our buddy James Hibbert over from our watch-alongs. Like I said, he and I the three of us just kind of had like an open mic night type thing. It just works so well. We're going to go ahead and keep it going. The 20th, I'll be back with my buddy Adam Contras from the Meaning Monkey documentary, the Fastest DeLorean documentaries, my anniversary show, and when we had him on back in February, drinking an entire bottle of Jim Beam vanilla in the middle of the afternoon, because that's how we did. We're going to talk about his new documentary, The Official Journey, Volume 1. I got to watch it. Oh my God, it's so good. The advanced copy was awesome. It's on YouTube. I think it's on Prime Video, actually, not on YouTube. I got to watch it on the advanced copy because I'm connected like that. But go rent it on Prime Video. Hell, buy it on Prime Video. Shit. It's great stuff. Can't recommend it enough. The Thursday after that, the 27th, we'll be here with our Rumble predictions, and then we'll wrap up the month with the Royal Rumble coverage itself. That'll be on the 29th. All right, so let's do that. Hi, there we go. How would I return the book of, or actually, first of all, Josh says, so pumped from the Rumble draw of my night. I love that. And anybody there watching now that wants to be a part of that Rumble draw, hit me up, hit Greg up, and we'll throw your names in the hat. Cool? Very good. All right. How would I return the returns, I should say, of Bayley and Asuka? I don't know what to do with Asuka. I really, and I hate to sound like dismissive, but it feels like to me they've really just kind of just like laid her aside without really even any direction. She's rudderless. She's just kind of like drifting there in the middle of the water, like with nothing to do. So her, I don't know. Bayley has been superb and keeping up the sniping on social media. She's been a pain in the ass, bugging everybody, sniping everybody, poking everybody, tweeting everybody, just being an overall jerk. So have her come back and be a biatch. I'm okay with that. 100% okay with that. That'd be great for them to do. Okay, Josh, cool. But yeah, please hit us up, let us know, and we'll get you in that Rumble draw. Anybody that wants to. And we're talking about maybe $1 per draw just to raise money for the channel because we broke asses. So we'll see how it goes in the next few weeks. But anybody wants to come in that's not on the on the regular team rotation, like not me, not Greg, not Mike, and not JJ, chipping $1, cool. But again, we'll talk more about that with Greg on Wednesday. I'm going to try to talk to him before I hit the airport so I don't have to worry about show direction and not worry about what's, because it's his show. I just play along. I play along and help run the chat room as best I can. But I do want to talk about it because we're going to have the Rumble draw the week after, right? And check out WTC. It's going to be so good, this round 2 of this year's tournament. Such good shit, pal. If Reigns and Lesnar aren't the Rumble, who win? Again, I did not even think about that with the championship matches. So maybe they find a way to write the narrative where they don't have the Rumble winner be the championship contender because they've got Reigns and Lesnar on the collision course. Again, it's January 3rd. The Rumble's on the 29th. We do know we're going to get Miz and Maurice against Edge and Beth. It looks that way. We're getting Lashley versus Lesnar. So we'll see how it plays out. Thoughts on the Harry Potter books and movies and books. I just finished watching the reunion, by the way, last night. I can't possibly express enough how much I love the Harry Potter world, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, the universe. I love everything about it. I love the books. It's funny during the okay, well, I'm guessing Adam Pierce said it's official. So if we're going with Pierce, we're going with that. So as far as Harry Potter, I was at a point in my senior year of high school. I grew up reading. Me too, dude. I have my Hufflepuff keychain on my keys for the house. Did the whole went through Pottermore, sorting hat, Hufflepuff. My niece too. The one that just came back from my niece is Hufflepuff. So very good. All right. Focus on the question. Where'd it go? There it is. I was at a point in my senior year where I grew up reading. I mean, for the Christmas of my sophomore year, I received Mick Foley's first memoir. Read it between Christmas and New Year's. I loved reading, but it got to the point where I did not like anything but wrestling books. And my senior year of high school, I was such a poor student, big surprise, right? That I ended up being in what would now be considered a remedial English class, just to kind of get the grade up, right? But I was in a science fiction literature class in my senior year of high school, and I think it was every day of it first, because it was only once. It wasn't a full year; it was one semester. But that semester, every night, I think it was every week or every day, because the first book was very, very short, if I remember right. So I think it was every Friday she would read a chapter of Sorcerer's Philosopher, we want to call it Stone, to us, and she did the voices. She talked like Professor McGonagall and Professor Dumbledore and Harry, and she did the voices. It was so cute, and ignited my love of hearing the story so much that Christmas, which would have been the Christmas of 2000, senior year, I got the first 4 books for Christmas. And then, of course, the following November, the first movie came out, and off the Harry Potter world went, right? I love the books. I love the movies. I love the sequel books. I love the play. I haven't seen it, but I love the playbook. I want to see the play so bad when they reinstate the allowing to go. Have not seen Fantastic Beasts or Crimes Against the World yet. I am going to see those two. I'm going to see The Secret Lives of Dumbledore, or whatever they're calling that movie. Everything. I just love it, and I love the dynamic between Dan Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson. I think those 3 are adorable. They are Harry, Ron, and Hermione. Really. And Alan Rickman, I can't say good things about Alan Rickman. I loved him in Harry Potter movies. Still haven't seen Die Hard the whole way through, bits and pieces. But Alan Rickman was such a genius, and he was such a dedicated actor that he made Snape so. Every movie that he was Snape, I felt like I was reading the books again when I saw Snape on screen. He did such a great job. And so did Dame Maggie Smith. And both done. I will always have Richard Harris as my Dumbledore, right? But I love that Michael Gambon did such a great job at having to fulfill when Richard passed away. Robbie Coltrane as Hagrid is just genuine and just so real. Gary Oldman. I mean, they're all great. Anyway, I love everything. Josh said I did Pottermore too. I wanted to be Gryffindor at first, but then I got Fluffy. I was, oh my God, I'm a full-blooded Badger. Let's go. Yeah, buddy. I love that. That's great, Josh. Alan Rickman, he's one of the best of all time. And the fact that we lost him and Bowie and Lemmy in like a month span because of cancer, just seriously, fuck cancer, for real, right? It took 3 geniuses from us. Just such a shitty thing. JJ with the question says, thoughts on the possibility of a surprise Rumble return of The Fiend with him winning the Royal Rumble? I just find it suspect he hasn't popped up anywhere yet. And Josh says, that would just be wow. Fiend versus Reigns with Fiend win at Mania. Yes, please. You make a good point, Jay, with Fiend not popping up yet. I know he's doing the acting thing. And I would love if Bray returned. I just don't know if the man, when the Rotunda feels appreciated enough that he would want to go back to wrestling, let alone WWE. Virgie always said he had a great future as a horror villain, and I'd like to see where that goes personally, because he's so talented in that respect. Report Card Radio says, hey, Jeff, 6-man tag. Who wins, the New Day or the Triad? Man, that's hard for me because I love Dallas. I've not been quiet about how much I admire and respect Dallas Page. I love Bammer. May he rest in peace. And who better than Cannon, right? But again, I love Kofi. My son loves Kofi. And I've been very impressed with E, and I've always been a fan of Woods. So, God, I mean, gun in my head, who do I pick? I gotta go with the New Day. I really do. Um, who would win in a match between Darth Vader and Voldemort? Personally, I choose Darth Vader over the Force choke. I will say Voldemort, and I'll tell you why. Um, if Vader doesn't know about the Horcruxes, right? If he doesn't know the secret of Voldemort's immortality, Vader at the end of the day is just an emotional man who allowed himself to be consumed by the dark side in order to protect the ones he loved. And that's a vulnerability that Voldemort didn't have. Voldemort didn't love anybody but himself. He was completely narcissistic, completely psychopathic. Vader wasn't a psychopath. He wasn't necessarily evil. He did what he felt he had to do in order to save his wife and child. It just blew up in his face. Voldemort's an evil son of a bitch, and I think Voldemort would win personally because he's just that sinister and that sick. I did watch the reunion. I loved the reunion. It was so beautiful. I loved every bit of it, all hour and a half of it. I loved that they broke it up into chapters. That was really cool. I love seeing everybody. I love seeing everybody reunite. I love seeing Alan Carter coming in and doing the whole thing with the teeth and just everybody that was alive that came back. It was so cool. And it was cool to see Chris Columbus come back after he had not been back for a long time. That was really nice. Let's see. I'm going to take a wild guess and say let's not step on the hornet's nest. That is the boss of AEW's Twitter tonight. I didn't see that. But okay, I'll take... I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Dallas, Kane, and Bam Bam they were really great. They really were. Dallas again, he saved my life. I mean, and that's just long and short of it. And he didn't personally write, but his program saved me. And I know I'm not where I was 6 years ago, but I'm also not where I was before 5-6 years ago either. So, perspective. If Horcruxes weren't a thing, Vader. There you go. Hey, Jeff, what are your thoughts on the Battle of the Belts? I'm not sure if it's a 1 hour special with each time on the line. We didn't get anything more like Dante challenging the belt. I'm a fan of what's going to happen. I look forward to it. But I just want to see if we're going to get more than just what's been announced so far. But I like what AEW's doing. People are kind of wavering on AEW, whether they like it, whether they don't like it, whatever. But I am, again, it's cliche. I'm all in on AEW. I'm a fan. I've been a fan. I really hope Brian wins on Wednesday because I love Brian Danielson so much. He's nobody. I miss him. We got the TNT title rematch, women's, and if I'm not sure if Brian Heyman is happening there, but yeah, the TBS debut is where Brian and that's gonna be on Wednesday. So, his tweet from over that weekend in the whole. Again, I missed all. I was not away. I was away this weekend completely. From social media as far as wrestling goes. I was with my sister's family doing the birthday thing for my niece, so I have no idea. Should AEW bring in trios titles, or do you agree with Jargo? # no more belts. # no more belts. All on board with Jargo there. Who would win in the horror fatal 4-way? Freddie, Jason, Michael, or The Fiend? Wow. Damn. I mean, we all know my love for Michael Myers, right? I will say Freddie for now, only because you have to bring Freddie into our world to defeat him, whereas Jason is vulnerable in the physical world, as is Michael, as is The Fiend, as Randy Orton proved, and The Fiend is mentally vulnerable. Alexa proved that. So, what are the best and worst alcoholic drinks you ever had? Wow, I've ever drank. Wow. Shit. The best right now, Saturday, the Mountain Dew mimosas. Those were really good. My personally favorite alcohol mixed drink right now in my life is, as far as over the course of my 20 years of, no, sorry, 18 years of ability to drink. Honey Jack's good on its own, no question about it. I did see that, and I'm not touching that with a 39.5 football. Anyway. Well, the worst was definitely what I tried recently-ish. Jack Daniels and hot chocolate. That was crap. It was nasty. The best, though, is my Christmas one, which is vanilla Jim Beam and Coke, or what I had in Chicago at the Irish pub, O'Callaghan's. It's called the Vaccine, and I will put the recipe up for that if I can find it again in my files tonight after the show. That was really good. Seriously though, Jeff, what do you think of Tony Khan being WWE in one aspect, a women's mid-card title, the TBS title? I don't know if that's beating them. It's being different, and I'm gonna get shit for it. But Eric Bischoff always said, if you can't be better than, don't be less than, but be different than, and that's very different than a women's mid-card title for sure. No, Jack Daniels and cranberry I've not tried. I'm not a huge cranberry guy. For the record, I do like it mixed with certain things, but I never tried Jack cranberry. That sounds nasty to me personally. No, Jack and hot chocolate is what I tried recently. It was really nasty. And Josh says the worst was the green apple Smirnoff vodka SummerSlam 20. Because I drank half that thing straight. Oh, Joshy, oofa. No, never drink that much straight. Bad business, buddy. You know what? I take that back. I don't remember the name of it, so forgive me. The worst I had, the best I had, besides the Vaccine in Chicago. Damn, what was the name of that one on the cruise? If you guys were on the Jericho cruise, there were those that list of really, really good drinks that cost more than your drink plan. If I can find the list, I'll talk about it tomorrow because I forget the name of it. But I had one of them, and it was really good and fucking me up bad. I didn't drink anything but alcohol for pretty much the first 3 days of the cruise. So I'll tell you what, the best thing was the spring water that Will Ospreay's friend gave me on the 4th day. All right, let's see. Do you think that a Bengals versus Cowboys Super Bowl would ever happen? Who would I cheer for? I cheer for the Cowboys. As much as my dad is a Cincinnati hometown guy, we are Cowboys fans in this house. We will cheer for the Cowboys over, I think, anybody. But it would be a bitch for sure. Yeah, I don't remember what. Okay, so the drink plan when we bought it was everything alcohol-wise was paid for, but there was a list at the bar, at least in the atrium. I didn't see the whole cruise, so I don't know. But in the atrium, there was a list of drinks that cost extra because there were special drinks. Like there was an Orange Cassidy themed one. There was an AW themed one. There was a few guys that had themed drinks, right? The Orange Cassidy one was really good. I don't remember what it was called. There were a few on the other side, and I went outside the plan. Yeah. So again, I gotta. I'm sure it's in the Jericho Cruise Facebook group. I gotta look at the list again, but I'll take a look. Sasha and Yevgeny approved. I know. They drink the Honey Jack, and they promote it on the Gaza Dating Studios channel, on the Renegade channel, back in 2013. If you don't drink with the Russians like the Winnie the Pooh, then you are not cool like the BEPW guys. That was horrible. And I'm also sober, so the only alcohol I've drank since is Angry Orchard 2 weeks ago with the friends, and a couple of alcohol popsicles the other night. I haven't drank since. Okay, you know what's really good? I actually tried it. JJ appreciated this, considering his affinity for the one ingredient. I hate Fireball. Can't stand it. It's gross. It tastes like shit, and I don't like cinnamon. But Fireball and the Angry Apple Orchard. Oh my god, so good, so good. Delicious stuff. What were the free ones though, like Coors Light, regular stuff? Okay, so basically it was a all you can drink. Like as long as you didn't go past God, I'm trying to remember. Like I said, there was a lot of booze on that shit. I don't know what gives a shit, right? Um, but I know that you basically just, as long as you kept it within a certain dollar limit or a certain, like, like there was a maximum number of mixed drinks. But again, we had fun, and that was really really bottom line. I enjoyed myself, and like I said, the drinks on the cruise were really good. The vaccine labeled drink in Chicago was really tasty for what it was. Very simple, but it was really good. Um, so let's see here. Yeah, that was nasty, nasty, nasty stuff. Yeah, screw Fireball. Fireball is amazing to some, not to me personally, Jay. And yes, I agree. That wasn't one of the worst. That was the worst Russian accent I've ever laid out. I've done much better. All right, it is 45 into the hour. I promised I wouldn't go too far past that for the folks over in the other part of the house. So again, I thank you for watching the debut. It pretty much became Talk Wrestling, but we talked about a lot more stuff, so I appreciate it. Again, I'm gonna do this show pretty much like this: mic, ring light, phone. Simple, bare bones. That way I can take this show anywhere I go on the road. Talk Wrestling may turn into one of these too. I'm not sure. But for now, this is how the WH format is going to be. So thank you again. Appreciate it. I don't know what the closing looks like. I had a chance to do the opening or closing for the show. So if the closing looks silly, it's because it was for last week's show. So I apologize. But we will see you tomorrow for Talk Wrestling. Statboy Sports Bar before that at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Let me go ahead and yeah, that's all I got. Okay, so thank you all. Appreciate the patronage. Appreciate the audience. We will see you guys tomorrow over at Statboy Sports Bar at 7 o'clock and right back here after NXT for Talk Wrestling. Have a great night, guys. Good night. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do any of that shit tomorrow. So I'm just going to sign off. Not doing that shit tomorrow. So have a great night. Talk Wrestling and Statboy Sports Bar first. We'll see you the rest of the week right here on the Jeff Meacham Network. Have a wonderful